Welcome again to the Old Principal. I am the Old Principal, 我就是老校长, and we have an English lesson that will help your listening ability, and you may even learn a few new things. Now, this is an interesting story that we found. This is lesson number 224. Lesson 224. You know what this is? 玫瑰花,玫瑰花. So this is a rose. And it's very important because in this story, you're going to hear about a rose. And it's very important that you remember the rose. A red rose. So this is number 224, the ultimate test. Ultimate, what does ultimate mean? 最大的,最高潮的,最重要. Ultimate can have several different, 它的含义是很多了, but it's the most important, the biggest test. So, we will listen to the story and then we'll be right back as I explain it sentence by sentence.
Story 224, The Ultimate Test. John Blanchard was at Grand Central Station in New York. He was looking for the girl whose heart he knew, but whose face he had never seen, the girl with the rose. Why was John interested in her? One day at a library, he discovered that somebody had scribbled some notes in the margin of a book. The words written showed that the person had much character. The writer of those words was a Miss Hollis Meynell. He had written a letter to her introducing himself. But very soon after this, he was shipped overseas for military service in World War II. During the next year, the two had grown to know and love each other through the mail. John asked her for a photograph, but she refused, saying that if he really cared, it wouldn't matter what she looked like. Finally, John had returned from Europe and now was at the Grand Central Station promptly at 7 p.m. to meet the woman of his dreams for the first time. Suddenly, John Blanchard saw a young woman coming toward him. She was tall and slim and had lovely blonde hair and deep blue eyes. John started toward her. She smiled at him. Then he remembered about the rose. Oh no, it was the other lady who was wearing the red rose. She was old, had graying hair, and was quite fat. The beautiful young woman then walked quickly away. Keenly disappointed, John wanted to follow the beautiful young lady, but he felt that he should be loyal to the woman with whom he had been corresponding. In his mind he was thinking, I cannot marry this woman, but I will always be grateful for our friendship. I'm Lieutenant John Blanchard, and you must be Miss Meynell. I am so glad you could meet me. May I take you to dinner? The woman smiled and said, The young lady who just went by begged me to wear this rose on my coat. She said if you were to ask me out to dinner, I should tell you that she is waiting for you in the big restaurant across the street. She said this was some kind of test.
Well, welcome back. Here we go. John Blanchard was at Grand Central Station in New York. So this is very important. John Blanchard, that's a person's name, was at 中央车站, 纽约城, 纽约, okay? Grand Central 中央这个火车站. Very famous. Grand Central Station. Everybody knows where Grand Central Station is. Grand, of course, is 伟大, but it's also the 中央这个火车站. Going on. He was looking for a girl whose heart he knew, but whose face he had never seen. The girl with a rose. It's a red rose. Okay, now, who was he looking for? Here's this man. His name is John Blanchard. He is at the Grand Central Station. He's looking for a woman who has a robe. 她的衣服就带上一个玫瑰花 a red rose. It says here, whose heart he knew. 他知道他的心. Okay? But whose face he had never seen. 从来没有见过他的面. Now, how can you know a person's heart but not know their face? Stay by, because we will find out how this will turn out. Going on. Why was John interested in her? Why was John interested in this lady with the red rose on her? 为什么这么大的有兴趣? Well, here's the story. One day, John was at the library. He discovered that somebody had scribbled some notes in the margin of a book. Actually, that happens quite a bit. When you go to the library and you see a good book, sometimes you find that 在这个边边，人家就草写一些字 okay? 草写 scribbled some 笔记 notes. So that's exactly what happened at the library. He discovered that somebody had scribbled some notes in the margin of a book. So he was reading the same book. Going on. The words written showed that the person had much character. The words, okay, 表示, okay, had showed that the person, 不管是哪一个人, the person had much character. 相当有品格, 相当有性格, okay? Character. I mean, you can tell by the words that they're writing, it says, ooh, that person is 不简单. It's quite some person. Going on. The writer of those words, so this is a long time ago. It took a little bit of work, but he did a little bit of searching, and he discovered that the writer, the person who had written those words, her name was Miss Hollis Meynell. Okay, now, having said that, what do you know? She is a Miss, 小姐, okay? And he had written a letter to her introducing himself. So, just from the notes that this lady wrote, he thought, wow, she is quite some lady. I don't know who she is, but I'm going to write. So he wrote a letter to her introducing 自我介绍, okay? Introducing himself to her. Going on. But very soon after this, he was shipped overseas for military service in World War II. 这个是第二世界大战, okay? Okay. After this, starting the correspondence, writing back and forth, or writing the letter, he was shipped overseas. Okay, now we all know what a ship is, 船, okay, And so if you go by ship 坐船到国外 overseas, but nowadays to be shipped overseas is a military term, which means 被安排到某一个地方, and you've of course go to that place. So he was in the military. 他是做服兵役military service in World War II. So he was shipped overseas. So he has to go overseas. Go ahead. During the next year, the two had grown to know and love each other through the mail. All they have is correspondence. 他们只能够写信，没有什么其他的方法。During the next year, the two of them, this is John Blanchard and Miss Hollis Meynell, had grown to know and love each other. 不单是要慢慢开始认识对方他们互相爱上 okay? They are loving, not only knowing, 不单是认识, they are loving. But that's all through mail. 借着他们所写的信. Nowadays we have email, and email is in 1 or 2 seconds, and you can receive it. Now, in those days, you write a letter, and it would sometimes take weeks, 几个星期才能够收到一封信. Going on, John asked her for a photograph. Okay, he asked for a photograph. Okay, and so he wanted to, when you love somebody, you want a picture of them. I mean, even when I was in high school, the boys would receive a picture of their girlfriend. Okay, so we all like a picture. So John asked her that means ask her to send him a photograph. But she did what? She refused. 她拒绝. She refused. But it's interesting, saying that if he really cared, if he really loved her, if he really thought that she was special, it wouldn't matter what she looked like. 不管她长得什么样的人，她呢还是会爱上. She said, so I thought that was pretty smart. The lady said, it doesn't matter what I look like. If you love me for who I am, then love me. I will not send you a picture. Going on. Finally, John returned from Europe and now was at Grand Central Station. Okay. Finally, John had returned from Europe. 他从欧洲回来了, and now he was at Grand Central Station. Remember, this is how we started the story. Promptly at 7 p.m. Okay, 准时晚上7点钟, he was there 7 o'clock to meet the woman of his dreams for the first time. 第一次见到他梦中的这个女人. So he's been writing these letters, and of course, when you're writing letters, you're dreaming about your girlfriend, and she's dreaming about you, and so he has all these ideas about who she is. He has never seen her. He doesn't know who she looks like. Okay, he only sees her in the dream. And of course, you know the way dreams are. Dreams are always, wow, the most beautiful person on the planet Earth, right? Going on. Suddenly, John Blanchard saw a young woman coming toward him. Wow, here she comes. 看到一个年轻的女人呢 coming toward 走过来 coming toward him. She was tall and slim and lovely blonde hair and deep blue eyes. Wow. Just exactly, I'm sure, or even better than what he was thinking in his mind. She was tall, okay, and slim, 苗条, lovely blonde hair, okay, 可爱的这个金色的头发 and deep blue eyes. Wow. And you can just imagine, he's just like, wow. This is just what, for a year of writing letters back and forth. And now here she comes. Going on. John started toward her. She smiled at him. He started walking toward her. And she smiled at him. Wow! She smiled. Going on. Then he remembered about the rose. 他记得 the rose. 他要带上一个玫瑰花. Oh no! It was the other lady who was wearing the rose. It was 另外第二位是带上的那个玫瑰花. So he remembered this on how the sign you wear a red rose. So and it was not the tall, blonde, slim, beautiful lady. It was another lady who was old, short, graying hair, 这个头发越来越白, and she was quite fat. Oh my. Oh my. This is discouraging going on. The beautiful young woman then walked quickly away. The beautiful young woman, tall, slim, blonde, blue eyes, 她快快地就走过去. Going on. Keenly disappointed. Keenly, 强烈的 keenly. 失望 disappointed. 强烈的失望. John wanted to follow the beautiful young lady. 他很想跟着那位漂亮的女士. But he felt he should be loyal. 他觉得他应该忠心于 be loyal to the woman with whom he had been corresponding. He felt like he needed to be loyal. Correspondence means 这个来来去去信. So correspondence, so you're writing letters back and forth. This is called correspondence. So he felt like he should be loyal, faithful, loyal, 忠心于跟那位跟他写信的。And of course, she is the one who is wearing the red rose. But he felt like he should be loyal to the woman with whom he had been writing these letters, corresponding. Going on. In his mind, he was thinking. I cannot marry this woman. 我没办法跟这个人结婚啊。There's no way. You know, she's short, her hair is graying, she's old, she's a little fat. I can't marry this person. I cannot marry this person. But I will always be grateful for our friendship. 但我永远会感恩感激我们的友谊啊。Our friendship. You know, it's much, well, I just say it's very difficult to be in the military. 做军人的时候。And so he said, I will be forever grateful for our friendship. 我永远会感激我们的友谊。Even though he says in his mind, I can't marry her. She's old, she's fat, she's short. But I will always be grateful. 我永远感激他。Going on. So then he introduces himself. I'm Lieutenant John Blanchard. 我就是 John Blanchard. And you must be Miss Maynell. 你肯定是 Miss Maynell. I am so glad you could meet me. May I take you out to dinner? I am so glad. 非常高兴你能够来接我。我能不能给你请客？给你请客。So he's disappointed, but he's so happy that this lady is here and he's going to take her out to eat. Going on. The woman smiled and said, go ahead. The young lady who just went by, 刚刚过去的那位年轻人. You know, you remember the one who's tall, who's slim, who's blonde, who has blue eyes? Okay. She begged me, 她求我带上这个玫瑰花. Okay. She said, if you were to ask me out to eat dinner, 如果你愿意给我请客的时候 if you asked me out to eat, 你给我请客的时候 go ahead. I should tell you that she is waiting for you in the big restaurant across the street. She said this was sort of some kind of test. She said, this is the little short lady who's now telling John Blanchard. She said, the lady asked me to put the rose on, and if you ask me out to eat, then I was supposed to tell you that that lady, the blonde, tall, blue-eyed, slim lady that you originally saw, that lady is just across the street. 在路对面的 big restaurant 大酒店. She's across there. And then the lady said, somehow, she said this was some kind of a test. This was some kind of a test. 这个是一种这个考验. Okay, well, that's the end of the story. But the interesting thing, when I saw this story, I was so interested because here was a man who was a man of principle. 他这个相当有原则. Even though the lady wearing the rose was short and old and gray and fat, he said, I will be loyal to her. Even if I don't marry her, I will always be grateful. I'll be thankful for her writing letters to me. And this was just a test. It was a test to see what kind of person John Blanchard is. Well, the story doesn't say so, but I like to think that he went across the street. He met Miss Maynell, and like all wonderful stories always end, and they got married and lived happily ever after. So, that's the story. You can tell me about your story. Here is our email address. theoldprinciple@gmail.com. And our website, 我们的网站 www.theoldprinciple.org. And with that, I want to say thank you for joining us for this episode, and I hope that you'll join us next time. Bye-bye.